Hello, my loves. So the spirit and crystalline guidance I have been channeling is that especially now, a daily spiritual practice is crucial. This is what keeps our energetic fields and our energetic bodies clear, high frequency, strong, and vital so that we can meet the challenges that we're currently facing in this world. The crystal guidance I channel has been very, very consistent in saying, and this is for years now, what is going to change and heal this world, and we're talking about the human world, the human collective, as well as the planet, ultimately comes down to consciousness shift. It is only when we evolve and elevate our consciousness, that we expand our consciousness, that we come back into the ancient memory of living in harmony with all that is. It's like we've gone through this de-evolution and we're now hitting the bottom of it, and we're coming back into the upswing, the re-evolution. And what the Lemurian seeds I channel say is that our way forward is in a way backward. We have to reactivate that ancient memory. We have to evolve back to where we were before the great memory loss began to happen. This is actually our way forward. But what's critical in that, what underpins or supports all of that, the foundation is our spiritual practice, our daily energy work. Now, some of you I know already have a daily practice in place, but a lot don't. And I also understand that, especially in this day and age, when we're busy, when we're stressful, when we've got a lot going on, it can be really hard to make the time for that. So first and foremost, what I'm going to do is I'm going to share the 5 pillars that I have held to of a daily spiritual practice for 20 years, because that's how long I've been in professional practice as a healer, as a medium, as a channeler of crystalline healing frequency and consciousness. And then I'm also going to guide you through a practice that you can do with any crystal on a daily basis to hit those 5 pillars. Pillar number 1, clearing your energy. You can do this with sacred smoke. You can do this with sound. Heck, you can do it with both, but this is essential. This is what helps to start clearing out distortions, dark energy, and stagnant patterns from your energetic field. 2, centering. Dropping down into your center, using your breath to drop you down into your center. I'm going to teach you how to do that in a couple of minutes. When you are in your center, you are in your soul seat. You are connected to your soul wisdom. All that is. This is when you come into your authority, your sovereignty. This is where you can hear your intuition so much more clearly, which I have maintained for years. My belief is the intuition is actually the voice of the soul. This is how you can navigate with discernment, but also in alignment with your truth and your purpose. 3, grounding. Now, our needs for grounding have evolved. They've had to adapt. You can still do that thing of sending roots down into the earth. You can work with grounding crystals to help you ground, but we can also draw central earth energy up and into our energetic bodies, into our energetic fields, which I have found is far more stabilizing and adaptable, and I'm going to lead you through that in a minute. 4, raising frequency. This is essential. When our frequency is higher, this is when our consciousness begins to activate and expand. Our pineal gland begins to activate. This is when we're able to shield ourselves more strongly. This is where we become more in tune with our psychic abilities. Our vitality increases. Our energetic fields expand and become stronger. A lot of people talk about raising your vibration, but in fact, Vibration is motion, it is movement, it is fast or slow. The faster we're vibrating, the higher our frequency. The higher our frequency, the more that we are connected to source energy and higher spiritual guidance. 5, shielding. And shielding our energy is really key right now. There are a lot of different ways to do this. The most important thing when you are shielding your energy, when you are seeking to protect your energy, is that you do it from a place of sovereignty, of authority. I own my energetic field. This is my power. I am the master of it. Rather than doing it from a fear-based place of vulnerability, where if you don't hide behind some energetic field or some crystal or some sigil or some color, you're going to come to harm. The problem with that thinking is there's an inherent frequency of weakness, of fear, of vulnerability, of shadow, and that's what creates the in. That's what creates the in. That's how darker energy can then come into your energetic field, because like attracts like. It doesn't mean that we can't have our human feels of insecurity, of fear, and so on. But when we are ultimately experiencing that while still being grounded in our sovereignty, that's when we maintain our protective shield. So now I'm going to guide you through this exercise, and I am channeling this through my triple goddess Lemurian seed crystal, because these are one of my great spirit allies in this work. But you can do this with any crystal that sings to you, and you may find that on the given day it's a different crystal that calls to you. Always honor that, because I believe that our crystals are choosing us, and when we listen to them through resonance, that's where we get the spirit, consciousness, and medicine frequency we need from our crystals or stones that can help us on the day. So take hold of whichever crystal sings to you, hold it in your receptive hand, close your eyes, and just begin to breathe. And what you're going to find is that I'm going to lead you through this in a slightly different order from how I mapped out earlier in the video, because now we're doing this purely with crystalline energy. I'm going to be guiding you through a conscious connection so that you can work with their light code alchemy as well as their energetic frequencies. So first we're going to begin with centering. And so if you're new to this practice, I'm going to invite you to imagine that you're inside your mind and inside a balloon in your mind. Any color, any shape. And as you inhale, you're creating spaciousness within your body. And on the exhalation, let a little air out of that balloon, and that balloon slowly starts to sink. And it slowly starts to bring you with it. Inhaling spaciousness within, and on the exhalation, letting some air out of that balloon, and it sinks down through your body, bringing you down through your body. And if at any point in time in this practice you experience anxiety or resistance, simply accept it. Breathe into it, surrender, relax, and then keep going. Inhaling spaciousness, exhaling, letting air out and dropping down. And eventually you'll find yourself settling somewhere that feels like your inner self, your soul seat, your inner center. For most people, that's somewhere between your navel and your heart center. Once you're there, take a few moments just to settle in there, because it's a lovely feeling. It's serene. It's still. It's peaceful. You're still intimately aware of everything that's happening around you, but you're held within. Now, next, I'm going to invite you to expand your awareness to the crystal you're holding in your hand. And inside that crystal is a quantum universe of light, a spirit, a consciousness. And I'm going to ask you to gently invite that quantum universe of light, that crystalline energy, to flow into your body, and expand out into your energetic field. And just notice where that energy goes, what it feels like. And now, through your imagination, because the imagination is the gateway, it brings you out of limiting mind, become aware of the spirit in your crystal. And invite in its spirit. And now, first we're going to ask the spirit of our crystal, of its consciousness, to expand its energy out around our energetic field. And to begin to clear our energetic field of any lower harmful energy that does not serve us, to transmute it into light or to repel it. This way, even the negative energy has a choice. And as it begins to do this, bring your attention and awareness to all the cells in your body and invite them to vibrate faster, vibrate faster, vibrate faster, taking in this crystalline energy. And the faster they vibrate, the higher your frequency goes, creating sparkles and snaps and electrical zaps of crystalline energy all around your energetic field. As it also begins to activate your pineal gland and expand your consciousness. Once we are in connection with the spirit, the consciousness, the quantum energy of a crystal, we are in connection to all. Not simply all that is, but crystals connect to each other through their own crystalline collective field. So when we connect to one crystal, we can connect to their unified field of energy as well, especially when we're working with quartz. Right now, wherever you are in the world, there are crystals deep within the earth. There are crystals in your land. We are now going to ask them to raise their energy and their frequencies up, around, and through you. We're going to ask that the great crystal energy rise up from the center of the earth, up and through and into our energetic field. And then with that crystalline energy, imagine or feel a cube, a hexahedron, forming at your root center. And as it does, it locks in and connects to that grounding crystalline energy of the earth. And if you're sensitive to energy, I know you just felt that. And now I wish for you to imagine any geometric shape that feels harmonious and balanced to you. It could be a sphere, it could be an octahedron, a cube, an icosahedron, even the glorious Merkaba of light. And ask that all of this crystalline energy form that shape in your energetic field. See it, feel it, know it, or believe it, and it becomes. For even as they teach in physics, where thought goes, energy flows. And now taking a moment to bring your awareness back into your center if it's floated out or away or back up into your head. Using the breath, inhalation for spaciousness, exhalation to drop in. Tune into how you're feeling. Does your energy feel heightened? Does it feel clearer? Do you feel more present in your body? How does the energy in your aura feel? Open your eyes, and you may even notice that you can see more clearly or hear more clearly, that you're more in tune with energy. And when we do this work, we are honoring our energetic field as a sacred space we carry with us wherever we go. And we can affirm that this sacred space, full of crystalline light and energy and geometric harmony, will hold for us for a full consecutive 24 hours starting now. And so now you can take a deep breath. And we thank the crystals of the land. We thank the deep crystals in the earth, the heart crystal or central crystal of our planet, for their allyship in this working today. And now, fully centering your awareness in yourself, in your center, expand it to the crystal in your hand. Thank it for its allyship, for its support in this working today. And then allow its quantum energy of light, its spirit, its consciousness to recede, to flow back into itself, to return to itself. And now take another deep breath and open your eyes. So if you go through that practice on a daily basis, you will find that your psychic abilities will begin to heighten, will begin to amplify, will become stronger. So will your spiritual abilities, your healing abilities, but so even your cognitive abilities to reason, to think, to remember, to learn. When we are working with the energy of ourselves as a whole, on a soul level, on a crystalline level, we activate many levels of optimal wellness within us. And so I hope you enjoyed that daily practice. I do have a companion article on my blog that gives you additional practices, additional tips for each one of the 5 pillars that I mentioned. And if you enjoyed this, like, share, follow, subscribe, because I'll be back next week with more crystalline healing magic, consciousness, and soul spirit messages for you.